There are habits almost every woman over 50 does every single day. And they're quietly adding years to her face, her posture, her energy, and even her mood. It's not sugar. It's not skipping the gym. These are habits so normal, so automatic, that you've probably done several of them 3 times today without even thinking about it. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what they are, why they're accelerating the aging process faster than genetics ever could, and the simple swaps that can start reversing them starting today. This is a longer, deeper video than usual because I wanted to give you the full picture, not just one quick tip. So get comfortable, maybe grab your water bottle. You'll see why in a minute, and let's get into it. Welcome back to Fabulous After 50, the channel where we cut through the noise and talk about what actually keeps you looking and feeling vibrant, confident, and radiant at every age. If you're new here, hit subscribe because we post videos just like this one every week, and this is exactly the kind of content you'll want to come back for. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let me know, are you guilty of any of these? I have a feeling most of you are about to say, oh no, that's me. Let's start with the big one. It's called stress posture, or sometimes tech neck, and it's the single most underestimated aging habit out there. Think about your day. How many hours do you spend looking down? Phone, laptop, tablet, even reading a book on your lap. That forward head tilt puts roughly 10 to 12 extra pounds of pressure on your neck and spine for every inch your head drops forward. Over years, that doesn't just affect your neck. It changes your entire posture. Shoulders round forward, the chest collapses inward, and your spine starts to curve into what's sometimes called a dowager's hump. Here's why that ages you faster than almost anything else. Posture isn't just about how you stand. It affects how your skin sits on your face. When your shoulders round and your neck juts forward, gravity pulls differently on your jawline and neck skin, which can accelerate sagging. It also restricts your breathing, which means less oxygen circulating to your skin cells. Less oxygen, less natural glow, slower cell turnover. And it doesn't stop there. Poor posture compresses your spine over time, which can actually make you appear shorter and stiffer in the way you move. And movement is one of the biggest unconscious signals of age. We read youthful from how someone moves through a room far more than we read it from their face. Think about it, you can usually tell someone's age range from across a parking lot before you ever see their face clearly, just from how they carry themselves and how they get out of their car. There's also a confidence piece that nobody talks about. Rounded shoulders and a forward head aren't just a physical position. They're a body language signal. Researchers have long noted that posture affects how we feel internally, not just how we look externally. When you physically collapse inward, your body can start to interpret that as a stress or defensive posture, even if your day was perfectly calm. Standing or sitting taller does the opposite. It signals safety and confidence to your own nervous system. Let's talk about where this habit sneaks in throughout your day, because awareness here is everything. It's not just phone scrolling. It's the way you sit at the kitchen counter eating breakfast, hunched over your plate. It's driving with your chin jutted toward the windshield. It's reading in bed propped up on one elbow with your neck twisted. It's standing at the sink doing dishes with your shoulders curled forward. None of these moments feel significant on their own, but multiply any one of them by 15 years, and you've built an entirely different spine. The good news? This is completely reversible, especially when you catch it now. A few small habits make a massive difference. First, set a posture check every hour. Just a phone reminder that says shoulders back, chin level. Sounds too simple to work, but awareness is 80% of the fix. You cannot correct what you don't notice, and most of us have simply never been taught to notice this. Second, do a 2-minute doorway stretch daily. Stand in a doorway, place your forearms on the frame, and gently lean forward. This opens the chest and counteracts hours of hunching. You can do this while waiting for coffee to brew. It doesn't need its own slot in your schedule. Third, when you're scrolling your phone, bring it up to eye level instead of dropping your chin. Your neck will thank you in 10 years. Fourth, strengthen your upper back, not just your core. Most posture advice focuses on abs, but it's actually the muscles between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids and mid-trapezius, that pull your shoulders back into place. Even simple resistance band pull-aparts, 10 reps a day, build the strength needed to hold good posture without consciously forcing it. And fifth, pay attention to your pillow and mattress setup, because posture damage doesn't stop when you lie down. A pillow that's too high or too flat can keep your neck in a strained position for 8 hours a night, undoing whatever progress you made during the day. None of these require a gym membership or an hour you don't have. They require noticing, and a few minutes scattered through your day. The second habit is one we've all heard about, but almost nobody does anything about: chronic low-grade dehydration. Now, I'm not talking about the dramatic kind where you feel dizzy and parched. I'm talking about the quiet kind. The kind where you're drinking coffee in the morning, maybe a soda at lunch, a glass of wine in the evening, and somewhere in there you forgot actual water. After 50, your body's thirst signal becomes less reliable. You don't feel thirsty the way you did at 30, even when your cells genuinely need water. This is a documented physiological shift. Your hypothalamus, which regulates thirst, simply becomes less responsive with age. So most women in this stage of life are walking around mildly dehydrated without any obvious symptoms, except one. Their skin shows it first. Dehydrated skin loses elasticity. Fine lines become more visible because the skin isn't plump enough to smooth them out. Your complexion can look duller, almost gray-toned, instead of having that lit from within quality. And because collagen production naturally slows down after 50, by some estimates, women lose around 1 to 2% of collagen per year after menopause. Dehydration compounds the problem. It's like trying to keep a sponge soft when you're not giving it any water at all. The two issues stack on top of each other. There's also an energy piece here. Mild dehydration is one of the most common and most overlooked causes of midday fatigue. That heavy, foggy feeling around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. For a lot of women, that's not low blood sugar. That's dehydration. Your blood volume actually decreases slightly when you're underhydrated, which means your heart has to work a little harder to circulate oxygen to your brain and muscles. That's the fog. Let's also talk about something most people never connect to hydration: joint comfort. The cartilage in your joints is largely water. When you're chronically underhydrated, that cushioning becomes less effective, which can contribute to stiffness, especially first thing in the morning. Women often attribute this entirely to aging joints, when hydration is quietly part of the picture too. And then there's the caffeine and alcohol piece, because I know some of you are thinking about your coffee and your evening glass of wine right now. Both are mild diuretics, meaning they increase fluid loss. I'm not telling you to give them up, I love my coffee too, but they do mean your actual hydration needs are higher than the average recommendation, not lower. Here's the fix, and it's genuinely simple. Don't aim for some overwhelming 8 glasses rule that makes you want to give up before you start. Instead, drink 1 full glass of water first thing when you wake up before coffee. That single habit alone can change your hydration baseline for the entire day, because you're rehydrating after 7 or 8 hours of overnight fluid loss before you've even introduced a diuretic like coffee. Keep a water bottle visible on your desk or counter. Visibility drives behavior far more than willpower does. Out of sight really is out of mind here. And if plain water feels boring, add cucumber, lemon, or mint. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. One more practical tip: eat your water too. Foods like cucumber, watermelon, oranges, and soups are quietly hydrating in addition to whatever you're drinking. If you struggle to remember to drink throughout the day, leaning slightly more on water-rich foods can help close the gap without you having to think about it constantly. If this is hitting home for you, make sure you're subscribed, because next week we're covering the exact skincare order that's actually working for women in their 50s and 60s right now, and it's simpler than you think. The third habit might surprise you because it happens while you're not even conscious: your sleep position. If you're a side sleeper, especially on the same side every single night, you are creating consistent, repeated pressure on one side of your face for roughly 7 to 8 hours a night. Over years, that repeated compression contributes to what's sometimes called sleep wrinkles. Those static lines that used to disappear when you woke up but now linger throughout the day. Dermatologists have actually documented asymmetry in long-term side sleepers, more visible lines on the side they favor. It's not just about wrinkles, though. Sleeping on your side or stomach can also restrict lymphatic drainage in your face overnight. Your lymphatic system is responsible for clearing out fluid and waste while you sleep, and when your face is pressed into a pillow for hours, that drainage process is interrupted. That's part of why some women wake up with more puffiness around the eyes than they did a decade ago. It's not just getting older. It's literally about gravity and position working against you while you sleep. Back sleeping is the gold standard for minimizing this kind of pressure, but I know that's not realistic for everyone. Many women simply can't sleep that way comfortably, especially with conditions like sleep apnea or acid reflux that make back sleeping harder. So here's the practical version. If you're a committed side sleeper, switch sides periodically through the week so the pressure doesn't always concentrate on the same spot. Invest in a silk or satin pillowcase instead of cotton. The reduced friction means your skin slides instead of folding and creasing against the fabric. This is one of the lowest effort swaps in this entire video. You just change a pillowcase. And consider a slightly higher pillow that keeps your head elevated just enough to support lymphatic drainage overnight, particularly if puffiness is something you notice most mornings. There's also a sleep quality dimension here that goes beyond position. The depth and consistency of your sleep matters just as much as how you're lying. Growth hormone, which plays a major role in skin repair and cellular regeneration, is released primarily during deep sleep. If you're someone who falls asleep fine but wakes up multiple times a night, you may be missing out on the deep sleep stages where most of this repair work actually happens, regardless of which direction you're facing. A few things support deeper sleep. Keeping your room cool, around 65 to 68 degrees, since body temperature drop is part of what triggers deep sleep. Avoiding screens for the last 30 minutes before bed, since blue light suppresses melatonin production. And keeping a consistent wake-up time, even on weekends, because your circadian rhythm responds far more to a steady wake time than a steady bedtime. None of these are dramatic life overhauls. They're small redirections of habits you already have, layered onto hours you're already spending asleep anyway. Now let's talk about a fourth habit. And this one tends to surprise people because it's not about how much sugar you eat in one sitting. It's about the steady drip of it throughout the day. I'm not talking about dessert. I'm talking about the granola bar at 10 a.m., the flavored creamer in your coffee, the salad dressing that's secretly loaded with sugar, the healthy smoothie that has more sugar than a candy bar. These small, repeated sugar inputs throughout the day keep your blood sugar in a constant rise and crash pattern. Here's the connection to aging that most people don't know about. It's called glycation. When sugar molecules in your bloodstream attach to proteins, including collagen and elastin, the two proteins responsible for keeping your skin firm and bouncy, they form what are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. It's a fitting acronym because that's exactly what they do. They make collagen stiff and brittle instead of flexible, which directly contributes to sagging and the loss of that smooth, elastic quality skin has when it's healthy. This process happens to everyone over time. It's a natural part of aging. But the more sugar circulating in your bloodstream on a regular basis, the faster and more intensely it happens. It's quite literally aging your skin from the inside, protein by protein. There's also an inflammation piece. Frequent blood sugar spikes trigger low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout the body. This isn't the kind of inflammation you feel like a sprained ankle. It's silent systemic inflammation that's been linked to everything from skin dullness to joint discomfort to that generally puffy or tired look some women notice even when they've slept fine. The fix here isn't extreme. It's not cut out all sugar forever, because that's not sustainable, and I'm not going to tell you to live without joy. It's about pairing. When you eat something with sugar in it, pair it with protein or fiber, which slows the absorption and blunts the spike. So instead of a granola bar alone, add a handful of almonds. Instead of fruit alone, add a spoonful of nut butter or some Greek yogurt. It's also about reading labels on things marketed as healthy, because that's where sugar hides most successfully. Flavored yogurts, granolas, protein bars, and salad dressings are some of the sneakiest sources. You don't have to overhaul your pantry overnight. Just start checking the few things you eat most often. And finally, movement after meals helps enormously. Even a 10-minute walk after eating measurably blunts the blood sugar spike that follows. You don't need a structured workout for this benefit. Just moving your body for a few minutes is enough to make a meaningful difference. The fifth habit is one you're doing literally every moment of your life, and most of us are doing it wrong without realizing: breathing. Most adults, especially anyone who spends a lot of time at a desk or hunched over a phone, which, remember, connects right back to that posture habit from earlier, breathe shallowly into the chest instead of deeply into the belly. This is sometimes called stress breathing, because it's the same shallow breathing pattern your body defaults to when it perceives a threat. The problem is that for many of us, that shallow chest breathing pattern has become our resting state, not just our reaction to stress. And it has real consequences. Shallow breathing means you're not fully engaging your diaphragm, which means less oxygen exchange with every breath. Less oxygen circulating means, again, less of that fresh, vibrant glow in your skin. We keep coming back to oxygen because it really is that central to how alive your skin looks. There's also a nervous system piece. Shallow breathing keeps your body in a low-grade sympathetic state, the fight or flight branch of your nervous system, even when nothing stressful is actually happening. Over years, this contributes to elevated cortisol, the stress hormone. And chronically elevated cortisol has a well-documented relationship with collagen breakdown. It's quite literally a hormone that, in excess, accelerates skin aging. This is also part of why so many women in their 50s describe feeling wired but tired. Your body is running a low simmer of stress hormones all day without ever fully shifting into the deep rest and repair mode, where most physical restoration happens. The fix is almost laughably simple, but it works because it directly counteracts the pattern. A few times a day, take 5 slow, deep belly breaths. Put one hand on your chest and one on your stomach, and make sure it's your stomach hand that moves more. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. The longer exhale is what activates your parasympathetic, or rest and digest, nervous system. You don't need a meditation app or a quiet room. You can do this at a red light, in line at the grocery store, or before you open your laptop in the morning. 3 rounds a few times a day is enough to start shifting your baseline over time. The 6th and final habit is a little different from the others because it's not physical, it's social. And it's one of the most overlooked accelerants of aging there is. After 50, especially as kids move out, careers shift, or social circles naturally contract, it becomes very easy to quietly become more isolated without ever making a conscious decision to. You're not avoiding people. You're just busier, more tired, more comfortable at home. It happens gradually, which is exactly why it's so easy to miss. Here's why this matters more than people realize. Researchers have found strong associations between chronic loneliness and accelerated biological aging, including effects on inflammation, cardiovascular health, and even cognitive decline. Some studies have found the health impact of chronic isolation comparable to that of smoking. That's not an exaggeration for effect. That's a genuinely documented finding in the research on social connection and longevity. Connection also affects how we show up physically day to day. Women who maintain strong social ties tend to report better sleep, lower stress, and more consistency with healthy habits in general, because accountability and shared routines naturally come from regular connection with other people. If you have a friend expecting you at a 9 a.m. walk, you go on the walk. If it's just you and your own motivation, it's a lot easier to skip it on a tired day. This doesn't mean you need an overflowing social calendar. It means being intentional, because connection doesn't happen by accident once your day-to-day structure changes. A standing weekly coffee with a friend, a phone call instead of a text, joining one class or group built around something you enjoy, not for the activity alone, but for the consistency of seeing familiar faces. Even small, repeated social touchpoints have an outsized effect compared to occasional big gatherings. If this is a season where your social circle has naturally shrunk, please hear this as an invitation rather than a criticism. It happens to most of us at some point, often for completely understandable reasons. The fix isn't a dramatic life overhaul. It's usually just 1 or 2 small, consistent points of connection added back into your week. So let's connect the dots, because these 6 habits: stress posture, quiet dehydration, sleep position, the sugar inflammation cycle, shallow breathing, and social withdrawal, aren't isolated from each other. They compound. Poor posture restricts circulation and shallow breathing. Restricted circulation makes dehydration's effects on your skin even more visible. Dehydrated, glycation-stiffened skin is more vulnerable to the pressure and creasing from sleep position. Chronic low-grade stress from shallow breathing raises cortisol, which accelerates collagen breakdown. And social withdrawal removes the accountability that often keeps the other habits in check in the first place. It's a cycle, and that's exactly why so many women feel like aging suddenly accelerated sometime in their 50s. It's not sudden at all. It's small daily patterns, quietly stacking on top of each other for years. The flip side of that is actually encouraging, because they compound each other negatively. Fixing even one of them creates a ripple effect in the others. Improve your posture, and circulation and breathing improve with it. Improve hydration, and your skin becomes more resilient to pressure and stress. You don't have to fix everything at once, and please don't try to overhaul 6 habits simultaneously starting tomorrow. That's a recipe for giving up by Thursday. Pick the one that resonated with you most today and start there. Here's what I want you to remember. None of this is about chasing youth or fighting your age. It's about giving your body what it actually needs to feel good and look like the vibrant, radiant version of yourself at 50, 60, and beyond. Small, consistent habits beat dramatic overnight changes every single time. So pick one thing from today's video: posture, hydration, sleep position, blood sugar, breathing, or connection, and commit to it this week. That's it. That's the whole strategy. If this video helped you see things a little differently, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got so much more coming for you. Until next time, stay fabulous.